بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome you again wherever you are, and welcome you again with this lecture of your program Fatawa Live that comes to you Sunday, the 20th of Ramadan. We ask Allah the Almighty that He will conclude it with His satisfaction, and that we free us from the hellfire. The first question about the zakah, brother, he used to give it to his sister that's a Sunni, but there was a divorce. Is there a zakah even though the father is dead? It looks like there is some kind of question mark in here. If he is paying to her and she's still under her husband's, but after divorce she's more in need, and she lost the venture, then you should not protect your money from with the charity. He's trying to protect his money from the charity, from the zakah. That's not right. If she is under your own control, your own, just like your kids after her divorce that you take care, and the father's death, you should not protect his money with the charity, but make it from his own general charity, and seek Allah to compensate, and ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to compensate him for his money that he spent on his sister, and he will find that a calmness in himself and relaxation in his soul, and to goodness in his offspring. A good question came from Russia. The owner saying a man divorced his wife, and he did it in 3 different times in 3 different settings, and he take her back after each divorce. If there is no intercourse, he wants to take her back. Can he do that before she marries someone else? In the beginning, if he divorced 3 times, the 3rd time, so she cannot be allowed to him until she marries someone else. But the question in here, this is before intercourse. So she's with the first one. The second one is not, did not receive blessing. This is the small baynuna, and because Allah said in His book, "Oh, who you believe, if you married the believers and you divorce them before you touch them, so you have no time to let go of them and give them and let go in a good way." So she don't have a time, and he don't have to take her back. But it is from the first time she is divorced, and she is not allowed for her husband except with a new contract and new dowry. So the second and third did not exist. So only the first one happened. So if he wants to go back, there is no problem, but it's a new contract, a new dowry. The rule about decorating the house because of Ramadan, we have answered before. We said this is from the traditions, not from the worship. And the traditions, it is okay. And it is more appropriate for people outside Muslim countries, but without over expenditure
أن يجتهد ما استطاع
and do your best
في تجنب
to stay away from
زينة غير
looking the same decoration like for non-Muslims. We have our own celebration or decoration that show the Islamic character, not the other characters. So you cannot expansion and not to overdo, and to stay away from looking like non-Muslims in their celebration. Allah knows. A question a sister is asking: someone made another, he'll slaughter a lamb if something happened, and then he found out he could slaughter a small calf. Can he get 3/4 of it, another, and the left for himself and his family? First, you have to do your nether just like the way you made it, but nothing wrong of make it what is better. Like if he made to make Salah in Quds and he went to Al-Haram, Mecca, it is okay. He made nether to make fasting on Tuesday, but he fasted on Monday. Okay, it's better. The cow is better for the needy and the poor. In the Sahih Abu Dawood, that a man went on the day of Fatah and he said, "Oh Prophet of Allah, I made nether. If Allah opened Mecca, that I will go to Beit al-Maqdis and pray to her." The Prophet ﷺ told him, "Pray here." So he repeated. He said, "Pray here." Then he repeated. He said, "Pray here." Then it's up to you. When he repeated it, he told him what is better, because in the masjid it is better than Jerusalem. There is no traveling, and he's in Mecca, and it's multiply the reward. The Fatwa committee in Saudi Arabia, they said whenever they ask something similar, that if you made a nether in a certain place, you have to do it in that place, unless there is a shara problem, but you could take it to another place, like the two harams. And the thing of the Prophet ﷺ to the man, pray here. And he repeated that 3 times. And then he told him, it's up to you. So if you want to 3, then it is better for the needy from the, so we hope there is no burden. It is better to just do in the way he did it, and I think they are very close. I asked her, what is the amount, the value? So let's see a big difference. Maybe it is better to do the nether on the way it was done. And Allah is not more knowledgeable. Someone is saying, I have product, I buy it from certain areas, I promote them, and after I put my profit, I put it in there. And he mentioned several, I don't take a commission from no commission, I don't pay by installment or wholesale. The answer, we have to reorganize it. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ forbid us
أن يبيع الإنسان
to sell
ليس
what you don't have.
الصلب بالضبط سأل عنها حكيم بن حزام.
That's what Hakim ibn Hizam said.
يأتينا
He
الرجل
said, a man came to us.
ويريد مني البيع
He wants me
ليس
to sell what I don't have.
فأبتاعه له
So I buy it from the market.
تعتبر من حياة مش موجودة عندي. فأبتاعه له بالسوق فقال يا حكيم
So Shaykh Hakim, don't sell what you don't have.
يأتينا الرجل ويريد مني البيع ليس عندي فأبتاعه له بالسوق فقال لا تبع ليس عندي. الحل.
So the solution, either you are representative of the original person and you take commission, or because of selling and he's the seller, so he's selling what he has. Or what come between the one who wants to buy as initial promises will not become contract unless you own that part.
الذي يليه المصارف الإسلامية المعاصرة وصورته الشائعة.
And it's common use that the bank will get to buy a certain product.
واعدا شراء
Promise with the price, so they go and buy it and they sell it to that person with an extra full profit. A question about zakat al-mal from the checking account.
أو عن الرصيد الموجود من إخراج الزكاة وقد لا يكون الحول مرة على بعضها. الجواب عن هذا.
The answer:
الأصل لا زكاة في
no zakat on money until it becomes until the whole year pass by. But for the one who work, he look at what he have in money after the owning the minimum, and he paid the zakah. It will be money that he already have to pay, and some that is to rush it or to pay it before it is done, because you can pay the zakah before it's the ownership. And Abu Hanifa and Shafi and Ahmad, they allow this. What is the evidence? The hadith of Ali ibn Abi Talib that Al-Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib, the uncle of the Prophet ﷺ, asked the Prophet ﷺ to pay his charity before his time, so he allowed him. And to Ali also, the Prophet said, we have taken the zakah of last year for this year. We have a need, so we have taken from Al-Abbas his charity of 2 years. Also another thing, that the time if enters, he can you have if you have a loan, you want to pay the head, there's no problem. Or whomever paid the zakah of someone who's absent. And also you can allow
يعني ثانيا أنه تعجيل للمال وجد سبب وجوده قبل وجود الإجازة كتعجيل قضاء الدين قبل
like to pay the debt before it's time, or to pay the kafarat al-yamin before and after you help. All of this is allowed. I have a question about the loan that can be given by the government for help those who are self-employed.
أما إذا توفر الشروط يتم تسديد هذا القرض على عارف من فائدة 1%. هل يجوز أخذ هذا القرض؟
Can you take a loan that has 1%
نعم إذا توفر هذه الشروط.
if you have the condition to get it? At Amjad, they have the decision about, you have to look at it, inshallah, amjadallah.org, because you can, yeah, the rules of the gift, not the loans. And the story of Musa and his killing of one of the people from how Allah forgiven, and there's killing, and there is a right for the people who were killed. First of all, the qisas for intentional killing. Musa did not intend to kill him. He just hit him. This is by mistake, not intentional. He did not intend to kill him. He did not make a big sin. So make it easy. He's not a killer. He hit him, and then he said, this is from the act of the shaitan. He is an enemy that is but strays and very clear. So, there is a big, Allah's mercy is big. Do you pay the zakat al-fitr on the child? Yes. The Prophet ﷺ obligated the fitr on the free and the slave, male, female, and the big and old. And of the man made it on the infant in his womb, out of likelihood, not of obligation. Whomever was born before the sun set, if it is before, you have to pay zakat fitr. If it is after the sunrise, no. Can the wife pay the zakah of al-fitr? She can, because she's incapable of doing it. And this is the condition in all transactions, financial transactions. You can do it on the person that is required, or with his permission. Imam Nawawi, he said, if the wife took the fitrah without his permission, there's two ways. With his permission, it will work. If somebody told his, do my fitrah, the fidit, it's enough. Like he said, pay my loan. A question: two husband and wife, they love each other, and the dowry is to make hajj to the house. There's a big change in their lives. He has kids, she had kids, and things didn't work out. And they cannot, with all the obligations from both sides. She started asking for divorce because the husband could not do his financials. He refused to divorce. They used to talk to each other. He wants her, and she told him, I'm not fit to be a wife for you. I don't want to get married again. With her insistence, he divorced. Is he required to pay the sadaq that he promised her to Al-Hajj, even though she's the one who asked for the divorce?
ثم يقول
Then he's asking
إنه لا يزال
that he still loves her,
حتى إنه يذهب
that he goes to her work so he could see her from a distance
من غير أن يكلمها.
without talking to her.
يعني ماذا أفعل؟
So what do you do?
وين الوصفة التي
What will be the thing to take me out of this misery that I live in?
نقول له أولا إن صح ما تقول
If correct what you're saying,
كان الزوج مرضي الدين والخلق
and the husband is accepted,
يعاش
and
زوجته
he is good, he's with his wife in goodness, he takes all her expenses, and she's the one who made him angry,
يصبح معها حقها
that will be,
مهري معجلا
that will take care of
النساء
her
لأن
right.
ثابت بن قيس أتت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قالت يا رسول الله ثابت بن قيس أما إني ما أعيب عليه
She said, I don't have any problem with his religion, but I hate to
قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم
disbelieve in Islam.
عليه حديقة
So he said, do you take back his garden? She said, yeah. So he told him to divorce her.
فليأس إحدى الراحتين وليذكر نفسه دائما بأن اختيار الله له خير من اختياره لنفسه وأن يشغل نفسه بذكر الله عز وجل.
And you have to be busy with the remembrance of Allah. If you are full of the love of Allah and to see Him, that will take him off the. That's what Allah said in the Quran. So we could take the harm and the fasha. So the purity, sincerity is a way of protecting yourself. That's why some of the previous scholars said there's reports and is the robots are these good to use for sexual orientation? The Shaykh just starts in the Quran that those are the ones who go to extreme and every day to outside every enjoyment outside beside the wife is not allowed. So please have remorse of Allah and stay away from this these things. That's really only the devils of the humans are who are away from remembrance of Allah. Can you combine the at night the Shaykh is answering the night prayers are 2-2. So I asked about my wife's how do I deal with her? Give her her rights and ask. We get confused between the connection to return the greetings, the condolences in the time of hardship. That does not mean the mixing. Especially those relatives that they have competition. So don't sever that relationship unless you are afraid of something worse. The last question, someone is asking, I work online from the house. and not all my time is full of work. Can I make a safar at the time when or that's dedicated to the ownership? I cannot use it except at work only. Return that each person deserves there's nothing wrong to be busy with the worship, individual worship, at the time of free time. That does not distract from work, does not make him leave his position. Something like that. I don't think that he could look at him. This is also a continuation for those who they waste some of their time. And they forget the professionals they need in that organization. But if he did what he's supposed to, and he stayed at work, he did everything asked for, from the time it was asked, with no problems, at the time of waiting, he could make it with the remembrance of Allah. There should be no problem in that, inshallah. Ask Allah to accept, inshallah, continue to move.